Yeah, it's minutes. It's not FOMC. It's minutes. What's up, Brian? For the reason to generate liquidity. They want to build liquidity up there. Minutes is just the leftover notes from last meeting, right? But now, as we go into open, nine o'clock starting to expand. I want to see our regular trading hours gap. We have this 5-minute BISI. This low. How do I know if my entry is early? Experience. So I wouldn't say structure is bullish. I'd say structure is setting up a market maker buy model, Chev. Local rabbi? We don't talk to the rabbis, Gabe. Should you explain why S&P would be stronger than NASDAQ? S&P has reached its buy side before NQ. What's up, Santi? 3.5 years, Ace. I want to see lower. I want to see a market maker buy model form on the hourly chart. Did your model already happen? No. Mm-mm. I only care about SMTs if it aligns with the draw. It's the only time I care about them. Market maker buy model, it's just basic ICT narrative. You have to go watch a YouTube video on it. I only execute 1 minute, Fabio. We'll talk about that at a different time, Brad. What is the key factor to you becoming consistent in the market? Just being consistent myself. If I have 25 points, I'm going to take my 25 points. If I have 25 points across 10 accounts, I'm making $5,000. You know, just being consistent, slowly adding stuff and growing over time. It just depends on the chart, Endeavor. Like that, but that's why you have to do top down, weekly, daily, 4, and so on and so forth. Pre-market forever model. Say we're in a 5-minute candle. Why do we need to close above? For every example you show me where we need to close above, I'll show you 5 where it doesn't matter. Sub Joker. Why use minute? Because price is fractal. Doesn't matter. I don't think so. I think NQ's had some decent price. What's up, Max? Yes, Wrath, just like that. Thank you, Fabio. How do you know which asset is weaker? Just by looking at the chart. Which one's higher, which one's lower? The more liquidity you take up there, Shalom, the less, obviously, the less that is going to be there. So you need to generate liquidity. You need to build up liquidity. And you do that from beginning of consolidation. Where's the damage being done? Who's being hurt, right? That's what you have to ask yourself. Yeah. Uh, I've been trading for 6 years, profitable for 2.5. And the guys in the pub, that was so funny. They're talking about trading and they're talking about forex options, flows and hose. I love New York. New York is or the best thing you could say to your younger, unprofitable self. I would say do the hard work, the work that I didn't want to do. Do you link up with Ace? I'm meeting Ace Friday morning, and we're going to head to the stock exchange and to the Nasdaq. Can anyone enter there now? Gabe's gonna be waiting outside for me. Yeah, Leo. What's your bias? I'm leaning short. Over there after. Lauren's session starts at 3 a.m. now. You're 3 hours late. Honestly, and this is part of gauging order flow, right? Are we going to leave the SMT at the highs, or do we want to run through it with NQ being 6 sister? And then are we going to reverse from there? Ugh. But right now it looks like we may take it, so doesn't really matter. I still like lower. But if we get a long opportunity, then I have no problem taking that either. Damn, are you catch a cold? I don't know. My throat's feeling a little nauseous, but we got to trade. No shit, never. I love ace. What gives you enough conviction to take a trade? You know, it's an experience thing. Excuse me. So if this is going to keep as SMT, and we're just going to on a long, then I'm willing to submit that I'm wrong. But we have this buy side pool and this one. So we have no news today, which means I'll probably be looking for a trade until maybe 11:20ish. FOMC is not today. We do not have FOMC today. You guys need to jump on before we go over and explain everything. I should not be teaching an economic calendar release 3 minutes into market open. Order block. Expand higher. No shot. Yeah, but it's not FOMC. FOMC minutes is the previous notes from last session. Still. There probably won't be a charting session. I should probably just record one for you guys right after today. Do you guys see how this is working for a continuation trade? Even though it's not something I would ever take, but I can. No, smells. Just gotta be patient, guys. 5 minutes into open. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. My Discord wasn't popping up. That's what I was talking. Yes, I am. Yep, first presented right here. When I trade, I was talking to Adam about this yesterday. When I trade, I don't ever mark stuff out. Like I only mark this stuff because I'm here with you guys. Opening range gap, Richie. How do you trade when there's a big expansion like that? You just be patient. Because each session, 9:30 to 4 o'clock, the 3 different sessions we have are all going to present a trade, right? So if you don't take something in AM, you can trade a lunch reversal, right? So if price is just rallying higher and it trades to 102.5, I know during that 10 o'clock hour, there's probably going to be a short opportunity to first presented for value gap. Or if it leaves relative equal lows inside of here somewhere and then rallies higher, maybe to 160, then lunch, I could target those lows. First for value gap, why not another? Because this is the first for value gap of regular trading hours. What happened? Why is Discord always like this? Hold on. Yep. How do you mark first presented for value gap? Looks like you include where the wicks overlaps. I included the volume and balance. 40 plus is like my minimum. 75 point opening range gap tells me it's going to be good. Just high time frames. You trade opening range break? No, I don't like being used as liquidity. What do you use opening range gap for? Opening range gap is yesterday's close at 614, today's open. It's an inefficiency. Still bearish? It's definitely problematic. is definitely not what I wanted to look for. But even for longs, there's no way for me to realign myself or anyone to trade right now. So we just have to be patient and chill. Rate the burrito. What's in the burrito? If we had a retracement to 25%, would you have wanted SMT around there for continuation? No. If we're going to trade into this opening range gap today, I would want to see us take this low. Because this low here overlaps with this. I wanted to see, Ben, I want to see if price was going to leave this as SMT here or dig into it and then reverse. Can you explain the opening range break? No, fuck that. Why would you ever chase price? Why does it not matter if we sweep liquidity on the overnight session? Academ, you'll have to show me the video because there's probably a different context behind it. This is the 5 minute and this is the 1 minute. And then at 9:45, this will become a 15 minute because we have to look at the new 15-minute candlestick. Gabe, I'm here for 2. I have to open maybe. Yeah, price has been a lot slower. You were on Monday and Tuesday. I just try trade. Right? Trading is my only income. I want to trade just as much as you guys. Best way to meet other traders. Scroop is the second income. I get paid for this, but it's like the real like money is from mentorship, which we just started doing mentorship. Close at 4:30 now. It's T. It's 16:14. I don't know if I'm allowed to share that. Do you think it's possible we leave the BISC as a breakaway? Yes, Jan. It could be. That's just how it was for a long time, Edward. Now, obviously, like it's starting I'm starting to have a little bit other, but nothing compared to trading. Trading makes up probably 85% of my income. Can you please explain this? We'll go over that. Like 16:30? No, I said 16:14. So what I'm looking for right now is this high here. We have a swing low right here. I want to see price trade down in the next 5 minutes during 9:50 into this low, create an inversion, and then trade higher. You need a job while you trade. when you're learning to trade. Could price happen too? Or said job versus the J word. We're just we're gauging order flow, right? We're gauging order flow. So if price is going to be bullish, what we want to see is this short-term low being taken, inversion long to this high. If it just rallies all the way without me, then I'm going to be upset. Because the vacations lately have been hitting the account. FS30. Edward, every time one of my mentees tells me he's close to a payout, I immediately tell him to cut. Upset emotions, emotional trader. It's okay to have emotions, right? It's not okay to act on them. If I'm feeling upset that I missed a move like this, and my entry, I wanted to see this low being taken, then that's different, right? Because that's not chasing price. That's going to be a model. But if it just rallies without me, and now I'm going to long right here, then that's me acting on the emotions. Right? Every guru talks about emotions. Why that low? Because this low is the 5-minute fair value here. Now, this move higher here doesn't negate this for me. In fact, if we reverse from here into this, and then that's going to be even better in my eyes. But low key, all-time high bearish SMT, that's not what let's see. Would it be way in premium though? Yes, however, because of that, we wouldn't expect price to trade back down to first presented. We'd expect all this to be breakaway, and we would expect the new dealing range to form here to here. So it would not be like it would be a high probability in my eyes. No, you can't. Sick. what what we're gonna start doing on days with no high impact news. yeah. You'll have to chart. You chart on NQ, but you execute on the CFDs. So what we're gonna start doing when we have no high impact news in the morning, we're going to start trading pre-market. So I'll be on starting 8:30 so we can align ourselves. Because what's been happening lately is the entry has been coming pre-market when there's no high impact news, which is also why it's important to journal. So we're gonna start trading at like 8:30, post 8:30, just so you guys are aware. Why would you change to the CFDs? I wouldn't. Yeah. That I always tell someone if they're on CFDs, get off. But if they have to because of their country, then just do it. Is that only on for impact news? It's when we don't have high impact news. 8:30 EST is when we're gonna start doing it. Do I have to wake up at 4? Y'all, so I think it's like $7 a month. I'll send you $7 right now. But Septim, the what I want you to compare for last month is my last month wasn't a very high PNL. Would you say no? July is usually a really good month. August sucks. August is one of the worst trading months of the year. Septim, compare the March PNL to my June PNL. That is the key, right? And then compare the win rates. So going into last month, I focused on winning more, having a higher win rate, taking A+ setups and trades. But in order to do that, I would have been too emotionally attached to the P&L with the size I was taking in March. Therefore, what did I have to do? I had to size down. It's on my Twitter, Igor. So I sized down. I made twice as much as I did in March, but CFDs are. We'll go into that later. Can you later reply? Yes, Gary. What I'm gonna do for the one-on-ones is I'm just gonna open a calendar, and the prices are gonna be lowered substantially. Those prices were some back-end people's idea, but we're going to. The CFDs are broker. They're the broker's data, right? So it's going to be different between brokers, which is why Forex sucks. Because we all have the same highs and lows here. Gary. But what can you say about the current market conditions? The current market conditions are not straight up. That you can't ask for anything more than this. This is exactly what you want to see and price action do. It's just we needed to trade pre-market. So what are you wanting to see happen ideally? So we have a 15-minute fair value gap open in 7 minutes. I want to see us straight down into it, inverse, and then maybe do a little scalp. Exactly, Fib. No sound? I think that's just you. Yes, I've sent that a lot, Joe. Where would your stop be? Your stop would be under the low. You'll see what I do for it. And I would love for us to retrace down. That would be ideal. Probably this inversion here. TP for shorts? I don't really like my short anymore. What conditions do you short all-time highs? How much percentage you make a month consistently? I think it's last month was 11%. JB, we're changing the prices on all of that. I'll probably do like 100 an hour, I think. All right, guys, I'm restarting for everyone. Hold on. All right, there we go. There we go. Shed, the point on the one-on-ones are to give you information, show you what to do, and then never book a one-on-one with me again. Can't seem to find the high you marked out to do that The CFD, yeah, probably Kevin. Why would you not look for reversals here? Because we haven't taken the high out yet. When do reversals occur? After liquidity is taken. But you're also now demanding a lot out of the marketplace to drop 200 points. Do you think that with that one session we would be fine? Obviously, I do. No, Leo. I'm waiting for this 15-minute to form or for an entry to be given lower. And from that lower price, okay, so you're ignoring me? Sean, I'm gonna bring you up. You want to go short on IQ? I'm literally talking about that right now. I'm literally talking about what I want to see and why I don't want to take a short right here. Best trades for PM session, 2 o'clock. Yes, Joe, they will be. 15-second long. Once we get our Cibi to form inside of here, as soon as it enters, I'll be entering on the low of the Cibi. Where it needs to come down a little more first. Yeah, I know, but the 5-minute fair value gap's still high. I'm not taking a trade right here. We're at SMT formed. Where's the SMT? Just six sister. Which city are you talking about? The one that's going to form in the next 10 minutes. How do you handle risk management? How many trades per week? Risk management's different from everyone. For everyone. I can, but I risk usually like 10 to 20% with like 4 trades a week, probably. High time frame SMT. It's not SMT. It's six sister. I'll probably just do the charting session right after we're done and then post it for you guys because I'll be on a train. Six sister is when one asset class is lagging behind the other. And hasn't reached its TP yet. Experience. NQ6 sister. I was interested in this a little here. But what we have to look at is all of these BISIs inside of here, right? On this 5-minute chart, you move up a time frame. See that cleaner now? Well, Jan, I'm not going to take, even if it does just trade into it after touching this 5-minute. I don't care about risk to reward, but this would be asinine. Because Trump will announce about it today. No. Because of the 15-minute now. I think mine's the $7 one, Kevin. I'm not sure though. That's the draw. Breath. Once I hop on the train, well, now all in short. All in short. Justin cares a lot about you guys. I care about you guys a lot too, but I care more about my own trading. ES took the high Wrath before NQ did here. Are you looking for shorts now? Absolutely not. Right? This is the move. This was AM session move. Now we cry a river? No, we just come back tomorrow. Thoughts on this low hanging fruit? That's fine, chat. That's beautiful. Yeah, Rafa. I'm leaving today, coming back Friday. Or coming back Thursday night now, actually. But Rafa, let's grab a drink, okay? Can you explain what pre-market setup you would have taken? You look to take any trades now? No. No. Here's the thing with AM session moves. Right? Let's reflect back to this. Right? This is why journaling is important. Tuesday, when I joined the live, right? Or last Tuesday, I took 2 long setups here, and then the short came. And everyone in here was asking Justin, now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? As soon as the price targets are hit, the second you know someone's a beginner trader and not ready to trade is when they say, what next? This is the AM session move. Done. What happened after? Did anything in here warrant a good trade? Could you have traded? Yeah. Is this high probability or is this high probability? Exactly. This is what we want to specialize in. So, reflecting, let me start recording because we're going to go on a little bit of a rant. Yeah, no, hold on, guys. Bear with me. I agree, JG. Audio. Test, 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 test. Okay. Doesn't the fact that we have SMT with all-time highs and SM? I'm about to ban the word SMT from my chat. Okay. After an AM session move takes place and all objectives are hit, right? We were looking for shorts going into open. We were incorrect. We were waiting for a way to enter. This here presents the AM session move just like the Tuesday did back here. After that, and all the price targets that are high probability are taken, price then becomes low probability. Can price come all the way back down? Yes. Can price now return to first presented? Probably will. Once you see like actual bearish order flow occur, of course. But this is what we want to specialize in. I don't want to trade this fucking bullshit inside of here. Do we get that? Do we get high probability trading? What would you need to see from here to become bearish? I would need to see everything inside of here become inversed. But again, now, next price target. Never mind, we're at all-time highs. Yeah, I didn't realize that this one was all-time highs. My fault. Yeah, now I'm not doing anything. Hands are completely off for me. So now let's look at ES. $15-minute here. Hold on. It's actually kind of setting up. Kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. Which is a stop right here. Low hanging fruit. Full pull. Yeah, but ES doesn't have that low in there. That's the only reason why. The only when I'm looking at price for a reversal, what I hate to see is the other side of the curve be low resistance. Right? When you have low resistance on one side of the market, the other side is most likely going to be high resistance. That's the only thing that is like making me if a short setup presents itself is making me say which is why I would size lighter, but nothing yet. We still have time. Nothing yet is showing anything. You didn't mark the change and stay on the chart? Okay, mark it on your chart, brother. I love that my ES chart is set up to QQQ. It's phenomenal. Low resistance is just a quick run. High resistance is when there's a lot of back and forth. Christos Voskressi, Gabriel. You get your own chat in the mentorship? Yeah. I'm willing to short if something presents itself. No, I'm saying the reversal here would most likely not be low resistant because the buy side of the curve was low resistant. That's why if you're going to treat this as a market maker model, right? All of this, if you're treating original consolidation and this is going to be a possible smart money reversal, then I want this to be low resistance. But because the buy side curve was low resistance, that is a little more problematic for me. How do you anticipate for it? Just depends on the draw, Hershey, and it comes with time and experience. Right? The best trades you're ever going to take are going to be when the objectives are higher and it's not going to be off of intraday liquidity. There's not going to be any high time frame confirmation here, Blake. High time frame confirmation is necessary when like this, during a move like this. This is as simple as today we got the draw wrong. But like Monday, what happened Monday? I called the price perfectly for you guys to take it on your own. Tuesday, what did I do? Said the exact same thing to you guys in my chat room. Right? 2 times this week set up for perfect trading for you. But if you want to just be a signal bot and go into the live, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to have different trades than Justin. Justin's going to have different trades than me, and same thing with us and Jordan. No, it doesn't need to be Nazar. You did, Shalom. There can't be any ego in trading, right? I have no problem saying, yeah, it's wrong on the draw today. Big deal. JG, I wouldn't chart on the micro chart. Micro charts are different from the actual. Yeah, Blake. Do you guys want to? What if the buy side curve's high resistance, then you know the sell side's going to be low resistant. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a proper backtesting class in like 15. I'll give price until like 10:50. I need to know what time I have to check out at. Little bit of FOMO today and yesterday, which cost me to be read both days. I took a short and got something out of me. What should I do if there was nothing to do? If there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. You just don't do anything. But trying to do something when nothing's there It shows you're impulsive. And if you're impulsive, you have a lack of understanding of price. What neighborhood are you saying in? I'm in I'm in Manhattan, brother. How do you know that's I know it's not. I just don't need to end up like the United Healthcare CEO. You live with Justin now. Me and Justin are meet up soon. I may meet him in Europe. Buff it up, yeah. My favorite neighborhood, um, I mean, probably Little Italy. I'm a little biased though. Low resistance is going to it's market maker models, right? Why is it that August is a bad trading month? You usually just see a lot more high resistant moves. Yeah, Vash, tell me where I can get. I went from Ben's in Soho and walked right to John's yesterday. Close your charts out, Albie. Komatayama Suzuki. Let's go, Albie. Nah, Albie. I don't mind it. What I do mind is the first one. My the micros follow the Nasdaq, right? The actual quote is going to be different in some cases. Not always, but sometimes, right? Look at how much higher this wick is here versus the wick here. See that? I would be targeting this low and first for value gap if I was taking a short. But again, I don't want anything in here right now. But if I was, just call it here. This is what it would look like. Should a change in the state be formed with strong displacement for it to be high probability? No, the change in the state occurs as soon as it's the opening price is traded below. That's when the change in the state occurs.